Okay, welcome back. And our friend, Barrister Fred Nzeako, he's here. He's a political affairs analyst, among other talents. We bring them out depending on the context. So thank you very much, Fred, as always, for coming on.
Many thanks, Jerry. Good morning.
Hey, Jerry. Now, the court validating the pro-Wike lawmakers, as they are known, 27 lawmakers in Rivers State, saying that they remain members of the PDP and that their seats are intact. That has led some to, you almost jump into something of a furore. The Attorney General of the state has, faulted, and I'm not surprised at that, has faulted that judicial pronouncement. So let me take it from you. You've been following it. You are a man of the law. Give me your impression of this state of affairs.
I think the state of affairs in Rivers continues to be baffling and more confusing to a lot of people. But let's look at this one on two premises. Okay. One on the premise of law, and the other on the premise of equity.
Okay.
On the premise of law, you have a sub-premise of jurisdiction, because this is a matter that ordinarily should be within the jurisdiction and purview of the Federal High Court, because INEC, the electoral umpire, the electoral management body that conducted the election, which is now being contentious, has become a party to the suit. And once INEC is now a party to the suit, jurisdiction naturally lies with the Federal High Court. So it is no longer a matter of, it is a Rivers affair. Yes, it's a Rivers affair with an appendage of INEC. Now, on the issue of equity, equity takes as done that which ought to have been done.
Okay.
And what it now means is that it is equitable to say that these men had renounced their membership of People's Democratic Party in public glare.
Okay, it is equitable to say as much.
Yes, I said so, equitably, because the argument is that what makes one a member of a political party? The court was the opinion that mere pronouncement or a media address of membership was not enough.
Yes,
that's the opinion of the court.
That's the opinion of the court.
Now, but the court should take judicial notice of the fact that in equity, it takes as done that which ought to have done, which means that pronouncement is step number one towards belonging to another political party. The other steps.
The court also.
The other steps are you go to your ward to take your political party membership card, all right? But without such pronouncement, you cannot go to take your card. So it is a matter of putting the cart, or rather the horse before the cart. The first step, you make a declaration, which is an intention, which is a personal intention. The next step is you now go and take your membership via getting registered in the party political membership register. And you are now given a card. Some political parties don't have cards.
Okay.
So it does not mean that if you don't have a card, you are not a member of a party. Because many parties don't have cards, but when they have the cards, they now give out. Some even have cards that they say have expired. And then when they now review their membership or revalidate their membership, they now issue new cards. So that does not make you a non-member of the party. Political party is an association that you freely belong to and freely exit if you don't want to belong to anymore. So if one has freely decided to join a political party, it becomes very curious whether the court is in a position to insist that a man who has openly said he does not belong to this place, does it lie with the court to say you must belong there?
Because as the court ruled, as far as that judge was concerned, Justice Okogbule Basam, that their names remain on the register of the PDP. So in his wisdom, he had declared that they remained members of the PDP. I know you're going to come back on that, but we prepared a package. It slipped my mind. Let me just play this package for you on this subject matter, and we'll come straight back into studio.
The claimants, Hyacinth Amadi and 3 others, approached the court to challenge the eligibility of Martin Ameohile and 26 other lawmakers as members of the House of Assembly. It is just one of the cases that have come before the judiciary relating to the lawmakers' controversial defection from the People's Democratic Party to the All Progressives Congress. The court in its judgment held that the lawmakers are still members of the PDP after the claimants failed to provide proof as required by law of the defendants' membership of the APC. The presiding judge, Justice Okobule Gbasam, faulted the absence of the APC membership register showing the names of the lawmakers and their membership cards, amongst others. He added that public statements and media publications do not serve as proof of defection.
For declaratory reliefs, it's not about what I admit or what other person has admitted to. It is about you proving your case. You don't rely on the weakness of the defendant's case. You must, by the operation of law, prove the case on its merit. You must show that in fact that the persons you are alleging to have defected has in fact defected. It's not about what goes on the internet, what you watch on TV, what you read up on the pages of newspaper. That is not where defection takes place. If you need to say that somebody has defected and has also become a member of another political party, you must show hard evidence of membership register of one such person belonging to another political party.
The judgment of the State High Court comes as a relief to Martin Ameohile, whose position as Speaker of the House was threatened by the emergence of a faction.
The court clearly stated that Right Honorable Martin Chike Ameohile remains the Speaker of the State House of Assembly, as well as other members are quiet and remain members of the State House of Assembly, and their laws, the laws that are passed, are legitimate, and the state government is bound to obey the laws passed by these honorable members. That's exactly what the court said this morning.
The court in its judgment also held that there was no proof that the lawmakers are no longer members of the PDP through resignation, death, expulsion, or procurement of another party's membership.
Okay, that's the report that perhaps should have preceded this, but it's well known to a lot of people who have been following these matters.
Yes.
There are those who are saying that it would appear that his lordship, Justice Okobule Gbasam, sort of jumped into the fray with this particular ruling.
Well, I will not blame the judge in a manner of speaking, because the judge will judge based on the facts brought before him, based on the evidence brought before him. If the counsel or any of the litigants fail to bring the facts before the judge, then the judge will not go and manufacture facts by himself. And from what the lawyer said, that they did not bring evidence that those members have left PDP, apart from newspaper publication and then the declaration. But then, that's where it looks like the lawyer on the other side did not possibly do what he was supposed to do.
Okay.
One, there is a matter that is subsisting in the Federal High Court, where there was an affidavit of fact deposed to by these 27 members that defected. That affidavit on its own is a genuine case to show that they had left PDP.
But for some reason, it wasn't presented.
It was not presented. Two, Supreme Court had decided in the matter of Enang versus the other party, Cross River matter, that it was a Supreme Court decision of 2023 that membership of political party is the responsibility, it is the party that determines who are their members. PDP, as a political party, has written INEC and say, these men are no longer our members. Therefore, yes, they have. Therefore, come and conduct a fresh by-election.
But among the things that
to replace these 27 men that have defected.
The judge, observed that their names remained on the registers of the PDP.
They may have been an old register. It may have been an old register. Right? PDP has not reviewed its register. And of course, these men now brought an old register which predates their defection. A register that was older than the defection. So if you are now talking about the new register, their names should not be there. But it is the party itself that will decide who are our members. So it is the party that should have furnished the court with all those evidence. But if the lawyer on that other side did not bring all those evidence, you don't blame the court in that instance. Because it is obvious that these men are no longer members of the People's Democratic Party. And meanwhile, if we claim that, oh, newspaper publication is not enough, the people defected on the floor of the assembly. Although you cannot expect the court to go and look into the matter that happened on the floor of the assembly, but the publication and the address, the public are taking judicial notice of that. And if Yori, publish change of name in a newspaper, all right, that change of name will be recognized by the court.
Okay, even if somebody it affects did not see it.
It will be whether you see it or you don't see it.
Okay, let me bring in Bashorun calling in from Iyanokpaja. Good morning, Bashorun.
Good morning.
Go ahead.
Good morning, Akuyori.
Good morning, sir. Please go ahead.
Akuyori, this is an interesting matter. It's interesting in the sense that you don't need to be a lawyer to be able to know the common sense about political party formation, being a member of a political party.
Okay.
If I'm a member of APC, if I want to leave APC and join another party, the first process that is known to every politician in this country is that you resign from your ward. Anybody that wants to say a member of APC should be able to prove being the letter where I resigned. And that letter of resignation will go to my local government to the state level and they approval. Then the party you are going to join, you can, if I belong to ABGA and I don't Bola Tinubu, if I'm a member of House, I can carry the APC flag and dance a Miloko or you want it as fun. All those people, what they did to me is just fun. They did not allow the PDP people to don't use their common sense to allow those people to complete the thing before they jump to court. Nowhere they can prove that those people resign legitimately from their party. You cannot remove my name from a register being a free application without my knowledge. Even if I go to NTA or TVC and say I'm resigning from APC, until I resign legitimately and join another party, I'm not a member of your party.
All right.
You cannot drive anybody to my party for mere pronouncement, like the judge said. The judge is right.
Okay. Okay, Bashorun, thank you very much. An interesting perspective.
Yes, Bashorun is right
Yes.
on one section, but he's not right on the fact that the party will decide who their members are. What PDP possibly did not do was to bring evidence to prove that these men are no longer their members. But if PDP had written INEC and say these men had resigned from the party, yes, what you said is right, that registration starts from your ward.
That's right.
Because registration also starts from your ward. So registration and the resignation, they are local and they start from your ward. There are a lot of information that is not available to us.
That's right.
Whether these men actually resign at their ward level or not. But if you write your state party, your state chapter of the party and say you have resigned, you are no longer a member of the party, what the state chairman will do is to send the letter down to your ward. So it mustn't be that you must start from your ward. Even if you start from the national, depending on your clout and your capacity, it will be sent to your ward, and your ward will now take notice of that fact, provided that it came from you. What is important is that the fact of resignation must be personal. It must come from you, and nobody will hoist on you membership of a political party, because it is an association that you freely belong and you freely exit.
And apparently there is not sufficient evidence
before the court, from what we saw. But we heard from the voice of one person. By the time you hear the voice of the other, there may be evidence that the other party did not adduce. Meanwhile, the Attorney General of Rivers State has said there is a pronouncement of court saying you are no longer a member. So in which case, this is one pronouncement saying you are no longer a member, another pronouncement, this new one, saying you are a member. So which means it is a parallel pronouncement.
Well, according to the court.
Which, according to the court, one court had said so.
Exactly.
So at the end of the day, Court of Appeal and ultimately Supreme Court will have a say on this matter.
Okay, let's hear it from Olalekan, calling in from Ijaye, Lagos. Good morning to you, sir.
Good morning, Uncle Yori.
Thank you for calling. Sir. Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Yes, please go ahead.
Thank you very much. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir. I can hear you loud and clear. Please continue.
Please, I discover one thing in this your program. Whenever this lawyer comes, he always likes to support the PDP. Hello, sir. Can you hear me?
Well, we mix them up. I'm surprised you said that. I mean, first of all, there's nothing wrong in supporting the PDP.
I don't understand. Let us know if he's a PDP lawyer, so we can know. So I don't really understand most of the time. Most of the adverts that you do, I will see him mentioning that Wike is the owner of the PDP party. We want to know the party that he belongs to.
Okay, but why don't you look at the law that he is spitting this morning? He's spitting from the point of view of the law. Forgive my street language.
Biased. He always biased. That's one thing about him.
Okay, that's the point you wanted to make. I'm sure.
Let him stand still, not to be biased.
Okay, so you don't agree with his analysis is really what you're saying. That's all.
Tell him I'm a member of APC, so he will rest.
Do you have an alternative presentation, sir, to counteract his? Oh, he's gone. Okay, what that gentleman wanted to say was to just levy an accusation.
I'm a member of APC. Let him know that, so he will go to rest.
Is that a fact?
It's a fact.
It's a fact.
It's a fact.
You're not joking.
I'm not joking.
So there you go.
I'm not joking.
There you go. So it's a matter of that is the way he sees the law. For instance, you can see that I'm confirming and reconfirming from him. We don't seek out the political party.
The same way Amata Amewule and group denounced PDP and said they now belong to APC. So it is not you to say I am not APC. I have said so myself. The same way the judge is not in a position to say no, you are not a member of APC. Wherever that the participant himself says he is a member, whether he means it or not, he has pronounced it, and then he'll be held accountable for his pronouncement.
Yes, right.
I mean, because it is a freedom of, it's a free will association where you freely belong or you freely exit. I can come tomorrow and tell you I'm not a member of APC. I can come next tomorrow and tell you I have joined Labour Party. At any point, it is what I say that you will judge me with, and not another person imputing on me what I do not say. Yes.
Well, the court, according to the court, because that's the authority we have now, in this very second, as we are speaking, the court has ruled so that a defection can only be established through the party membership register, a membership card, and such members fulfilling all requirements of their membership in the party.
You see, Yori, if the people had joined the APC, if their name has been put in APC membership register, because there are issues and they want to run back, you don't expect that such register will be brought to the court. It is a subjugation of facts, all right? But the fact that are on the surface are the facts that PDP as a political party, which they claim to have left, had written INEC and said, come and conduct election so we fill these spaces.
I think PDP has to be joined in that particular.
Of course, PDP should be joined. APC should also be joined in the party. But I don't know how that matter went. So we are now talking about the issue of jurisdiction, which is very important, is at the root of the whole thing. Because in any matter or in any litigation where the jurisdiction is lacking, whatever pronouncement is made will go to nullity. And then when you now, that's why I say that there are issues of law and issues of equity. There are issues of jurisdiction and issues of facts.
I've been holding on to a call from Canada. Latif in Toronto, Canada. Thank you for holding on. Good morning to you, sir.
Good morning, sir, Uncle Yori. And good morning, Leah Fred.
Yes.
Those people, those lawmakers, they never defected at the first place. They're just taking the governor for a ride. Just trying to show him politics. That is what they are trying to show him. He never defected. This matter is still going to go on to the Supreme Court, and they are going to win. The best thing for the lawmaker and the state attorney, the best thing for the governor and the state attorney is just to track back and they settle everything. Otherwise, at the end of the day, the governor will be gone.
Okay, this opinion that you just gave, Latif, I beg your pardon. This opinion that you just gave, I just was curious. Are you a lawyer by any chance, or just an interested member of the public?
I don't have to be a lawyer.
I know. I just was curious because you stated, seriously that it's going to go to the Supreme Court and they will win.
Yes, sir. Yeah,
that was your pronouncement.
Are going to win, and the governor will be gone.
Oh,
Those are sarcastic statements.
The lawyer is not happy with what I said. I can clearly see it on his face.
Okay.
So the statements are sarcastic. No matter how brilliant you are, you cannot know the mind of the court.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, you don't have all the facts. The facts that will be laid before the court. So how can you now sit down in your home and decide for the court, up to the Supreme Court? I know that this matter will get to the Supreme Court, not only because there are conflicting judgments at the High Court level. The conflict will be resolved at the Court of Appeal. And thereafter, the party that does not like the judgment of the Court of Appeal, I can bet you will go to the Supreme Court. And the Supreme Court has said in a matter that I quoted that membership of a political party is an internal affair of the party. It is the party that will determine whether you are their member or not. It is not just anybody coming to say, oh, because if it goes to the issue of if the party has even given you waiver, for example, it is the party that will
their own internal business.
In their own internal business, and no court will query that. And that is exactly what is going to happen in this case. If PDP insists that these are no longer their members, and the people, like I said, had sworn an affidavit of defection in the Federal High Court, that affidavit on its own, suo motu, is enough.
Okay. Honorable Amadi in Port Harcourt, I believe. Good morning to you, sir.
Yeah. Good morning.
Thank you. Please go ahead.
Okay, I just want to put something straight. I was in the court, and the judge already declined jurisdiction on the matter for lack of local standing. But what they are presenting here is a different thing. The court did not validate. They should show the CTC, the certified true copy of the judgment. Simply put. Okay.
No. Please continue, because we could hear you clearly. I think there's an echo. There's some echo in the background.
What is the proof of resignation? Did these 25 members defect? The answer is yes, because their official resignation letters were read in the House, and they were approved and declared lawmakers of APC. Also, they took out a suit before Justice Okorowo, Federal High Court, stating on oath that they are now members of APC. What is there to talk about again? These are all proofs.
All right. Well, thank you very much, Honorable Amadi, for calling in.
You see, I'm very happy that somebody who is on ground, so to speak, has called in, lending credence to my argument and my proposition. And my position, that means that it is mere political gimmick that people are now trying to bring to the public, trying to turn the judgment or the decision of the court upside down to achieve political favor in the public. Now the judge, because I talked about jurisdiction, the judge, it's a very clear matter that is not the matter for the State High Court. And if the judge declined jurisdiction, so what are we talking about?
That is why he said the CTC, what is a true copy.
Has anybody brought it out? So bring
needs
it out
to be seen.
so that we now know, because Nigerians, especially politicians, they tell too much lies. Too much. Especially in order to achieve political advantage. Because this is a battle not only in the court of law, but also in the court of public opinion. Now they are coming to the court of public opinion with a lot of lies, whereas the court of law, you cannot go there with lie. There is an affidavit where they swore that they are no longer members. There is a letter where they wrote that they are no longer members. How can anybody now come and say you must be a member of PDP? It's not by force.
And we've just heard, from someone who
I'm happy with that call from
Honorable Amadi saying he was in court and that the judge actually declined jurisdiction.
I expected the judge to do so.
Okay. Well, we're going to have to leave it there. I want to thank you very much, as always, Fred. Fred Nzeako, this morning, he's operating as a political affairs analyst. There are times when the man operates
and a partyless man, so don't mind them.
No. Don't mind you are APC.
No, I now used my mouth again to say. The same mouth that said I was APC, he now said he's a partyless man. So take me by my word.
Thanks, Fred, as always.
Many thanks, Yuri. Many thanks.
Okay, we're going to have to leave it there, and we'll pick it up again as soon as there is a need to. The CTC that was referred to just now, the certified true copy, people need to get hold of it and know exactly what went on. Please join us tomorrow for a fresh edition, but a special edition, and that is June 12th tomorrow. I'll see you then, God willing. Bye-bye for now.